Welcome to the Sold Too Early Sports Card Podcast, where our hot takes are as accurate as Justin Fields. That's Kai. I'm setting a low bar for success. This is episode 48 of the podcast. Kai, how the hell are you doing?
I'd say I was doing good because I got some Fields redemptions redeemed, finally, contenders autos. But as the intro would say, he's been terrible. So
He has been quite bad. I have been really touting the horn of I don't think Justin Fields is a good quarterback for a while. And I don't like to see people not succeed. Not really. But knowing that this guy he's just not a quarterback. He is incredibly athletic, but he's not a quarterback. At least
why
not
do you say that?
Why do I say that? He can't throw the ball. Justin Fields is what people thought Lamar Jackson would be coming into the league. Like, guy who is super athletic, probably the most physically gifted player on the entire field, cannot throw a ball. Lamar has proven that he can. Justin Fields has proven he cannot so far. That could change, but
it's tough because at this point you can't even really switch him to something else.
No, you can't. I mean, no, Justin Fields, in my opinion, this is most likely his last full season being a starter. I think I have a hot take of saying that. I think one of the three quarterbacks, like him, Kyler, and someone else, was going to be.
You said Ritter.
Yeah,
who has the best record of the three.
I mean, I stand by that though, because Ritter has not really done too much yet. But the point is, this, in my opinion, is probably Fields' last true shot to be the guy somewhere. And performance-wise on the field, he's not the guy.
Yeah. I don't know what they do. They're going to be kind of screwed. I mean, they could have the first and second pick, I think, this year, right? Because the Panthers are also going to be terrible.
No, they traded up to get number one, remember? The Bears?
No, they didn't. The Panthers did.
Oh, shit, you're right. Sorry.
The Panthers gave them their pick next year. Sorry. So, hypothetically, if they're the two worst teams, they would have the first and second pick.
Yes, I got mixed up. I'm sorry. I am a little sick right now, so obviously my brain functionality, which is already at 1% on a good day,
0.5.
at 0.5% right now.
So, we all thought the Cardinals would get 1 and 2, but the Bears could actually get 1 and 2.
Wouldn't that be something if they ended up taking Caleb Williams and then Marvin Harrison Jr.?
Well, you know what's crazy? They're both going to probably have 2 of the top 5 or 6 picks.
I mean, we have a long way to go in this season, but yeah, right now, first impressions, not looking good for a lot of players.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I thought the Panthers would be okay, but they look awful.
Bryce Young probably should not be starting.
Did you see they subbed him out to QB sneak?
Did they?
Yeah, they put Andy Dalton in because he's too small to QB sneak on a 4th and 1.
That's fucking wild.
It was hilarious. I was watching it live. I was like, there's no way.
I didn't know that. Okay, that is news to me.
Number 1 overall pick can't run a QB sneak.
He's what, 5'10", 5'11"?
Yeah, it's that.
Yeah, it's
$2,000 for an auto.
Dude, I mean, that's if we even get actual autos of those guys. I mean, as of right now, I know that Flawless Football for last year comes out today at the time of video launch. I'm sure I'll be watching plenty of those breaks on Leighton or any other breaker that you or I like. I'm sure I'll have those breaks on the background. But there's no products that are going to be coming out because of that lawsuit between Fanatics and Panini, right? So it doesn't matter.
Question, No, wait. Fields' year has Flawless, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I was just thinking, for some reason I was thinking of I think I saw a mock-up of a Kyle Pitts, Jamar Chase, dual Flawless auto or something. For some reason I thought it was 2 years ago it was just coming out, but it's not. I
mean, it's entirely possible that cards from 2021
could be in.
Yeah, that's happened. That's a pretty normal occurrence.
And people get so butthurt about it, but it's they've been doing it for years.
Didn't Felipe Franks have an NC card at this product? Yep. Yeah. So that's an example right there.
They do it every year on NT and Flawless and Immaculate, and people get really upset when they see one pulled for whatever reason. It's have you just now noticed they've been doing that?
I mean, I do think it's a little bit of a laziness thing. I think it's honestly people just not signing their cards in a timely manner. And I mean, Panini will follow a checklist usually pretty good, but a little sneak peek of something good or a past thing that should have been in an auto or in a product. It's interesting. It's like neat, but yeah, if I own the Falcons in a break and I saw a quarterback NTRPA true and it's Felipe
That's so
Franks, like
tough.
fuck.
Well, I guess the thing is, like, would you rather have them put it in just the product live or have a redemption out or like care either way?
I think at that point, honestly, I'd be happy with option C, which is putting it on the Panini website.
Yeah, but their website's so dog shit too. It's like it would cost like $500 to buy a Felipe Franks NT in points.
Kai, you're exactly, but there's no good option because the
Yeah, I
points
guess they'll just be stuck with them forever.
points should not be a thing regardless. But you know,
Couldn't agree more. I think they should be a thing, but maybe not replace an auto thing. Maybe like a bonus thing.
like how NT had the metal cards that were inserted randomly.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
it shouldn't. There's absolutely no way that should replace a hit. That
no,
doesn't make any sense logically. For there's
no, it doesn't.
redemptions, I get that, but like you don't even give a redemption. Like what?
Kai,
This is a random tangent, but
you're saying the most popular things. Hey, guess I want to see something else popular too. I like sports cards. What up?
real ones that are already made and in the box and everything.
I mean, hopefully they're in the box. I mean,
Yeah.
did you see the controversy about Bowman Chrome having 2 101s of a player already out? Like it was
supers of I forget who it was, but
it doesn't matter. The guy is 85% chance he does never makes the MLB.
higher
So,
than that.
yeah, 95%. The point
And
is,
the loaded case too with the Hall of Fame oranges or whatever.
yes, there are some weird things going on in sports cards. We don't generally talk about like current events just because. Kai, I don't know about you. I don't really keep up day to day with everything.
I could not care less.
If it's relevant to me, if it's relevant to our friends, I will very much pay attention. But like 95% of the time, when something's going on in sports cards, it's kind of fucking stupid. And usually there's 1 or 3 people to blame: Panini, Topps, or some scumbag breaker. Most of the time, those are where the issues generally fall. So there was 2 101 Superfractors hit of the same player in Bowman Chrome. Don't remember his name. Doesn't matter. Both non-autos. I don't know what's going to happen there. It's kind of weird.
I don't know what you do.
Yeah, Kai, good question. I think they just both exist. There's no reason why they should.
I wonder if they try to buy back one of them.
You could. I mean, if it's not,
I think that almost ruins, like, it doesn't ruin the entire product, but having 2 101 supers, like, I feel like that's such a bad, like, fuck up. Like, you could have fucked up anything. If you printed 2 of the same orange out of 25s, like that's whatever.
Yeah.
But 2 of a Superfractor of a first Bowman, that's a huge fuck up.
I do wonder though, are they both serial numbered 101, or is one not?
I don't know. That's a good question. I didn't look at really the pictures. But.
So if that's the case and they're both serial number 101, then you have an issue. If one is not and the other one is, a little bit better, but it's obviously not a good situation. Obviously, you start to wonder like how many more supers are there. The other thing that you're talking about also was a breaker. I don't know who you are. It doesn't matter at this point. They opened a case break and they had like 8 or 10 of the retro first Bowmans of I think like Roberto Clemente and like Babe Ruth.
Yeah, it was like 8 oranges of like Clemente, Hank Aaron, I think a bunch of like 8 or 10 of them in the same case, and I think it's like 1 a case or something like that.
I don't even think that's right. I think it's like 1 in like 10 cases. It's
they're supposed to be like ultra rare, and like a third of them got hit in 1 case.
I don't remember who posted about that. It might have been Slabstock.
It was all over the place.
Yeah, there's usually a lot of bullshit going on in sports.
I think there were at least like 8 or 10 oranges and golds.
So I actually have it was Victor Azitris. I'm gonna fucking butcher this name. This is the guy who was the 2 supers. I'm gonna pull it up on the screen in a second. But not like it matters. But this is the supers that were both hit. So Filth Bomb breaks, and then the other guy whose name I can't read, his fingers covering it. That's really weird.
They don't look serial numbered either.
They're on the back. Wait.
No, they're not.
Oh, they're not.
Well, it's very strange. Some of them are. Like, hold on, I'll show you this. Like,
that's a good point, Kai. I don't. Ooh, you might be right about that.
I have this Lazard. It's just the gold of someone, and it's serial numbered. I don't know if you can see it, but it's there. It's a non-auto.
I do see what you're talking about. So for everyone who was listening and not watching, on the card that Kai had for reference, it was on the front left.
And then the autos are top left corner where they're numbered.
Oh, could these have both been backdoored?
But they very, very well could be on the back. I just haven't seen one personally numbered on the back.
Yeah, so Slapsocks not post about it. I don't know who did. It doesn't exactly. Once again, it's not a big deal. The only thing I want to call out is there's some weird shit going on in sports cards and Panini and Tops, and all these is going to be a fucking issue. Yeah. Even Fanatics had an issue actually. They made a Eagles like T-shirt of Jalen Hurts, and the number was like crooked, and they made like 4 million of them. And sorry if you hear any background noise. They made like 4 million of them, and it was a huge issue, and everyone was commenting on it. So every major distributor right now is just taking L's.
Yeah, this year could be rough for everything.
It already is rough, and they are literally outside my window right now. So, oh god,
should ask if they want to say hi.
Yeah, they actually are trying to. They're trying to cut me down. They're trying to silence me.
They're trying to grind their way to get in the sports card game.
Quite literally. So speaking of the sports card game, we obviously had a couple major shows over the last few weeks. Burbank now was 3 weeks ago. Dallas was 2 weeks ago. And this past weekend was a local card show here in Freehold, New Jersey. It was the iPlay show, New Jersey Sports Card Convention. Now, obviously not super relevant to a bunch of people, but as someone who is literally from Freehold, New Jersey, who can basically see the show venue from where I live, and like wants this show to be good, I have some notes. And for anyone who is a showrunner or knows of a showrunner, please keep this in mind. And it's worth noting that like they are trying to promote themselves, and I literally have the post them saying this, Kai, as the best show in New Jersey. Actually, I'm lying to you.
I mean, is that like accurate or no?
No, it's not accurate at all. And I lied to you also. It's the best show in the tri-state area. And
I don't even know what that is.
The tri-state area, for reference, Kai and everyone else, is New Jersey, New York, and Pennsylvania.
Oh, that's a bold statement.
That's also incredibly wrong. So, before we get into it, Kai, I'm going to show you their Instagram page they manage. This is someone's, I imagine, part of their job.
It's going to give you an aneurysm.
It's not going to give you an aneurysm, but Kai, do you see what's missing here?
I mean, first of all, their picture is just Mickey Mouse Tops card.
Yes, Kai. The first thing is that there is literally no fucking post about this show. The one post that talks about the show, Kai, came out in April, 21 weeks ago, April 23rd.
That's terrible. Do they have like Facebook and stuff?
I don't know. And this is where they say that the best show in the tri-state area. Make it a little bit larger. I'm not trying to dunk on this show on purpose because I actually want it to be good because it only benefits me if it's good. If it's bad, it hurts me. Let me make that clear. I only benefit if the show is good.
Dude, read the comment.
He's right. He's fucking right. Yeah, when we get to know the address, yeah, guys, what the fuck?
Yeah, so the top comment says, would be good to have an address because I don't know where the fuck this place is.
Yes. So I was going to lead him with the positives first, but like there are 6 posts made by this account since April. One is about Oswaldo Peraza's 101 Super.
2 are just random cards.
Yeah, the backwards Tom Brady auto, whatever. Like
one is Jeff Wilson, a video of him. Yeah,
who cares? I don't know who Goldberg is. This was like some wrestler. People who watch WWE, WWF, whatever sport it is, are gonna be mad at me. I don't care. That's fine. He was an autograph signer on Sunday. Cool. This is the first thing relevant about the show that you posted about since April. And this was posted June 16th. Just one day this is posted.
The Brady auto is literally upside down too. It doesn't even like what is going on here?
Yeah, their social media presence is actually fucking pathetic. And I'm okay with using that strong word because, yo, what the fuck are you doing? I work in social media marketing. This is bullshit. This is fucking bad. Yeah. That's the first thing. And like they all decided to post about other shows they've done. Nope, don't give a fuck. Let me lay out actually some pros because I was not meaning to go into the negatives first, but hey, we're already here. Let me stop sharing my screen. Number one, the biggest pro, and this is funny to say out loud, it is easily the best like setting up location in the country. Like 100% actually true. Setting up at this show, the amount of space that you have and like the ability to breathe is actually the best out of Dallas, Chicago, all these major shows. It is the best by far. So it is a little expensive comparatively. It's $500 for 3 days, but you get an 8-foot table by 6-foot table. So kind of like an L-shaped desk, or two major table spaces for you, and you have plenty of room to breathe.
Question.
Go for it.
So, not saying this in a definite bad way, but is it possible that it's so spacious because it's a bad show?
So that is actually relevant and true. I was going to get to that.
Okay.
But the space they give you, Kai, you set up with me in Dallas. You saw how like our back wall to us was maybe 3 feet back.
Couple feet, yeah.
Yeah. So I had maybe 6 to 8 feet backwards of me, and I actually had a wall at my back and had a complete L shape, and it was spacious. It was like they had AC. It was actually perfect. Like in terms of like the actual physical space itself, it's perfect. But obviously that means, Kai, you brought up a good question too. It's like, hey, could they fit more people in there? The answer is yes. What do I want to say? Yeah. So every pro I mentioned was like, it's well ventilated, it's clean, didn't smell like gas. Yeah, plenty of space.
It'd be less clean too if it was a better show.
Kai, and you were really kind of getting to that. The cons, I kind of touched on it for a second. It was $500 to set up for 3 days, which is not cheap. It's not super expensive either. It's competitive, I would say. You're getting actually a lot of space for that cost, but it's similar to paying for a show like a Philly or an East Coast National. Because I actually reached out to vendors who set up at those shows, and they were telling me the cost of like a 6-foot table, an 8-foot table, spaces like that. It's about the same, but Philly is significantly larger, and the East Coast National is also a much larger show. Kai, you could walk this show in about 5 minutes.
It's not ideal.
Not ideal at all. One thing also is the cost for a customer to enter. If you wanted to get into this show, Kai, how much do you think it costs?
I don't want to know.
It was $17
for 1 day.
For 1 day pass to walk in.
That's not like it's not cheap though. It's not crazy. But
that's exactly it.
For a mesh show, I would think like $5 to $10.
Yeah,
probably.
So that $17 actually more than a 1 day pass for a Philly. Philly, once again, I would call it I'd call it a major show. People will travel to that show who do this full time.
Do you know what Dallas is for a day?
I believe Dallas is like $15 or $20. I wanted to check their website actually before the podcast, but I don't think it actually, because the show just happened, I don't think they have that available.
Yeah, I would have guessed like $15 or $20 too.
So I also just went on the fucking Dallas website. I got a jump scare. I wonder if you guys heard that. My God, my fucking heart dropped.
What happened?
Who the fuck makes that? I'll dunk on Dallas later. That was fucking aggressive. My heart like dropped because it just started screaming music at me. God, my fucking God, dude. Okay, so reference. Dallas has it at $15 per.
It can't be more than Dallas for a.
It is more than that. Oh my God, my heart. That was scary. Yeah, more than Dallas. Their website also fucking sucks. Dallas, you fucking scared me. That's bad. So to describe the showroom, because obviously 99% of people who listen to this podcast will never go to Freehold. You'll never see the showroom. I would describe it as maybe a quarter to a fifth of the size of the main room in Dallas. I think that's an okay way of describing that. For anyone who's ever been to Dallas, it's a lot more people. Once again, not very small, if I had to describe it in another way, if you've never been to Dallas, I would say it's maybe the showroom is 2 to 3 times larger than like a basketball court. So it's room. There's plenty of room.
Yeah, just
but
not big.
no, not at all.
Well, if you think about it, if it's that small and you have all that space, there can't be that many tables.
There's definitely under 100 tables. I would imagine right now that show probably has 50 to 80 tables, which is like also not.
Is
not
that
like,
really worth $500?
good question, Kai. So is it? I mean, I did well at that show.
Like, are people coming with like cards you want?
Sometimes, because Freehold and like the Central Jersey area is honestly a very affluent area, the people who come into that show have money to spend. So you get better quality of people who walk in that door, but not the quantity. There was never a moment where I was so swarmed by people at my table that I couldn't like answer everyone. There was very clearly like a slow like dribble of people coming in like who wanted to make deals and you bought or sold or traded. But it was never like this crazy time like Dallas could be or Burbank could be or
Yeah, that makes
really
sense.
any major show you'd want to go to. There's also a lot of memorabilia and wax. So I would put a conservative number, honestly, at between like 10 to 20% of the dealers in total were memorabilia or wax. Not good. Not good.
I mean, that's not like that crazy. I feel like that's pretty tense, like pretty average, honestly.
The issue you run into, Kai, though, is like
There's like 20 dealers.
Yeah, there's like I wonder if I can find the entire list of dealers. I have the list. Okay. I have to look at it. I don't know how to type it in. Oh, here it is. This is from September 12th. The entire list of dealers, it is 40 dealers. Yeah.
That's not, yeah, that's.
Once again, that's not bad, but I actually was able to find the full list of people. You know, it's okay. But if you're telling us and you're saying and you're marketing yourself as the best show in the tri-state area, you know, you're getting held to different standards. If you're just like, hey guys, this is my show we're doing and here's what we want to do. We want to be, you know, a good show here in central New Jersey. You're held to a different standard. You're fucking telling me you're the best show in the tri-state area. No, you're not. And that's why you're getting dunked on the way you should. I fucking called them out on it. I said, hey, your marketing is bad, and here's what I would do to help you improve. Because once again, it only benefits me to make your show better because I want to go in as a dealer and have a better show experience. And they're like, oh, you know, we're going to take it back to this location's marketing team. Thank you. Yeah, go fuck yourself. No, you didn't. Like, you either got offended. I'm telling you
They're
that your job
listening
is
right
down.
now.
What?
They're listening right now.
Honestly, I hope they are because I'm okay with them either saying, hey, don't come back, or hey, we're gonna take your advice and stride. Because guess what? If I don't go back to that show, they lose more benefits than I do. Because a lot of people didn't even know that show existed because I wasn't talking about it. People came to the show and made deals with me because I was mentioning it on Instagram. I'll fucking throw down the gauntlet, man. I don't care. Like it only benefits me to make your show better. That's the thing. I gain nothing from talking shit about it. I gain everything by making your show better. Yep. It's annoying. It's upsetting. Hey, what else did I write? I wrote this. I felt like an edgy little teenager writing this. This show markets itself as the biggest in the tri-state area. Their words, not mine. If that was true, I would believe # the hobby is dead. It's a perfectly fine show that is not even on the same playing field as a Philly show or an East Coast National, but charges the same, if not more, to attend and set it up. Yeah, I felt like a little edgy teenager, like hair covering my eyes, listening to My Chemical Romance. Like,
I mean, everything you said was right, though.
I'm not denying that I'm right. That's the thing. I don't have to be told I'm right. I want them to just be better. You fucking marketed it like shit. You didn't really put anything into this to like make sure dealers knew that stuff was happening. Hell, people came up to me and said, "This is the show? Like, I paid to be here. I took off work for this." It's like, yeah, dude. Like, why? It's falling off. This is the I've gone to every time they've done this show. I think it's the third or fourth time. They have one more scheduled for February. And then honestly, man, I would not be shocked if the show either ceases to exist or fades off dramatically, because it really is slowing down and not improving. This was attendance-wise, I would imagine their worst show ever. They'll never tell us that information, obviously, but I can tell you, other than Sunday when people were trying to get into the show to get autographs from one person, it was not that good.
Yeah.
And I left early also. Oh, some other notes that are fun. This is not the show. This is the venue itself. No outside food or drink. It's not good in any way because good fucking luck telling me not to bring in food or drink. Your stuff's overpriced, expensive, and I don't want hot dogs or pretzels or whatever else.
Not hot dogs.
Show's marketed like Shay said that. I can get really aggressive about that. I already have. Who would I recommend the show for? I mean, you better not fly to the show at all in its current state, or even if it ever like improves at this current moment in time. I can't recommend you to fly to the show. I really can't even recommend the show for people outside of New Jersey. Even those in New York City, New York City is about an hour, maybe 90 minutes away from where I currently live, which is right by the show center. You can walk in 5 minutes. Like I really can't in good faith tell people from New York City, much less people who live across the fucking country, to come to the show. If you live in New Jersey, in the central Jersey area, and there's not another local show close to you, okay, you can poke your head in, spend $20 and be mildly annoyed at what you're seeing.
Yeah, I think they're just trying to be more than a local show, which is their issue.
They're trying to be both. You are saying you are the best show in the tri-state area. You are getting fucking held to a better standard. You want to be another local show? Fine. I don't have a much different opinion about you. But you have given yourselves these expectations and you have fucking failed them.
Yeah.
It's annoying. It's super annoying. I would love to see what they do next, but honestly, dude, I know they're not going to do anything. It's really sad.
Guess you'll just have to see.
I will have to see.
Maybe they'll hit you up to do some things for them.
Fine. Listen, they know where to find me. I have outwardly said several times, this is how you improve your stuff. And you know what? I've forgotten more about social media marketing than they'll ever know. So it's okay. Like, if I had to grade the show, I mean, it was easily worse than Dallas, easily worse than Burbank, but that's not saying much. To compare it to those shows is not fair. And obviously the biggest benefit of that show for me is that I live 2 minutes away. So because of that, I would give it a C. But if I had to travel to the show, if I went to Dallas and did the work I did here, I'd give it a fucking F. Like, it's only good because it's convenient and close. It only benefits me because it's convenient and close. I want the show to be good because it's close. Like, that's the point. We need more shows in New Jersey. This is the best we have to offer. Dude, New Jersey fucking sucks for shows.
You gotta start a show.
What'd you say?
I said you gotta start up a show.
I have no interest in starting up a show. Like,
The Extraordinary Card Show. It's
a good name. Don't get me wrong. I have not enough people skills to. I couldn't do it, Kai. I am not the type to like grovel. Like, oh, please, notable influencer on Instagram, please come to my show. I need you, please, sir.
Yeah, that's a tough part.
I can't grovel. I'm not that type of person. I could help market a show. I know the right things to say and do. I'm quite expensive for those who want to hire me, but no, I could never run a show. I wouldn't want to run a show. You basically only lose if you run a show, because guess what? You have assholes like me who are willing to be honest and call stuff out as they see it. They're never going to please everyone anyway. So,
I don't know. Burbank made like hundreds of thousands of dollars.
But Burbank also, once again, they have the backing of one of the largest card shops in probably the country, I would say.
Isn't it crazy though? They pocketed like, I don't know, like $600,000 or $700,000.
Is that what they actually did?
Yeah. Well, I don't know if they pocketed it, but they made that much after everything.
It's so funny the people that were calling out that show for like all these costs and expenses, and they have no idea what the fuck they're talking about. I will tell you though, I'm gonna definitely be going to Burbank in February, right after Valentine's Day.
That's a smaller one, though, right?
That is in Ontario, so
I don't know if it's smaller. I guess it's just different.
I need to see what they're doing. From what they're posting about, they're going to take over the entire Ontario Convention Center, which would be, I imagine, larger than the Burbank show 3 weeks ago, because it would be one floor. The way I believe the show was done, I guess last year at this point, not last year, but like in February, I should say. It was like one half of the convention center, and the other half was either not available or they didn't rent it out. It sounds like they're taking the entire thing, which would be incredible. We'll have to wait and see. I'm super excited. I'm lucky that EJ's our friend, so like we can. Well, I'm sure we'll have him on again to talk about it, but we're very fortunate to know him. Hopefully, the New Jersey Car Convention is fortunate to know me, and they'll reach out to me and hopefully say nice things.
We'll have them on the podcast.
Kai, there's a lot of people we can't have on this podcast. We are, how do I say this nicely? We're fucking assholes, and we are, we don't play nice with others. Some people we do. A lot of people we don't, and I think that's what part of our charm is that like we don't have to be nice to X, Y, and Z corporate sponsor or ABC friend of the podcast. Like we just kind of are us.
Yeah, just honest.
Yeah, dude, that's half of this.
Like I can just say that Veriswap's an awful service and you shouldn't use it, and it doesn't affect me at all.
No, but now we really, every time you say that, Kai, I just know that I can never contact them because
you can contact them. They're just probably not going to want to be.
No, they're not, and we're never going to be able to. But we are fortunate enough to have a couple friends who do want to come on the podcast. There's some scheduling conflicts I have to work out. Mojo Sports wants to come on at some point. I still have to reach out to him. I'm a little busy. We have a friend from Alt who wants to join, which would be super exciting. We'll figure out that schedule. And there's a couple other shop owners and people that I was fortunate enough to connect with at the National and just other shows in general who really want to be on this. Also, we got Joku at some point who...
We got to figure that out. I keep slacking on that.
Please actually do that because Sold Too Early is incredible and I love what we're doing here. But we have such an opportunity to just like really just bro out, which is... Yeah. That's the goal. I don't want this to be a hyper analytical... Graphs podcast, and just like, grab a beer and like hang out. If you can't drink beer legally,
I think we'll all be good on that part.
Yeah, grab your soda of choice, I guess, and just hang out, enjoy. There definitely is some exciting things that we're working on. I'm sick as shit, so I don't really know what else to go off right now. This might be a shorter episode. What's on your mind, Kyle? What are you kind of thinking about?
I think there's a lot going on with cards, but at the same time, I feel like certain areas of cards are just like down for whatever reason. And I think other certain areas, like I've been looking into a lot of Bowman Chrome, like on eBay and stuff. And last night, or the night before, I think we bid on maybe 10 or 20 cards, and we bid probably 10% over comps from like the day before, and we were losing all the cards. For whatever reason, certain Bowman Chrome guys, people are head over heels paying out their ass for some of these cards, and it's kind of weird because the season ends soon, and you would think the market would be starting to go down a little bit on prospects, especially the ones whose seasons are already over in the minors. Well, I don't know. I think people are just getting ahead and ahead and ahead.
That's exactly what's happening, Kai. People are fully aware of these hype cycles and like this like timing to buy and sell. I'm not buying any football right now. I wouldn't get any football buying wise of anyone at this moment in time. I expect it to drop more. I've said this consistently. Whether it's week 6, week 10, week 12, whatever, there is another buying opportunity coming, but it's not week 3. Like the price drop off has not happened yet, in my opinion, for football to buy it. People are starting to do, though, as you mentioned, is buy in anticipation for that next run-up, which is going to be those Bowman Chrome prospects and hitters, and probably not pitchers, who are going to either get called up early in the 2024 season.
Just top guys.
Just top guys in general who have like a lot of potential.
Yeah.
There still is a little bit left of the minor league season and obviously the playoffs,
I
but
think it ends like in a week though, right?
they end very soon.
Like it's just very strange to me that I know people are trying to get ahead, but at the same time, the season's still ending, and almost without fail, every time the season ends, the cards dip anyways.
There will be another buying opportunity, in my opinion, for Bowman Chrome baseball. But also, you got to remember too, this year's product just came out a week ago, 10 days ago, whatever it was. So there was obviously a lot of eBay interest. But I do agree, people are getting smarter, which I really actually do support a smarter hobby. Yeah. I don't want people following the hype cycles and like the hypebeast influencers, but hey, if you're being a little more intelligent about what you're doing, good. You might lose money still, but hey, guess what? I was buying Bowman Chrome in Burbank and getting it when I could in Dallas. I haven't had an opportunity this past week, but now, Kai, I promised what I preached. I have cut down my inventory by 70% already, 75%. And I'm going to sit cash heavy for a bit because I don't know what's going to happen next in this market, but I want to have the cash available in case there is something that needs to happen, like wants to come up, and like I got to have that card. So it's a weird timing right now because even still, next major show is Nashville in a month. I mean, Philly's happening too, but like people might travel for Philly, but not everyone. Nashville, some people will travel for. A lot of people do travel to Chicago, and obviously most people will travel to Dallas. So we're in a weird little period right now.
Yeah, I think a key to this little area is going to be, if you haven't already, get out of basketball. And then, I mean, I know fall is usually kind of slower for cards because it's football dying and then basketball is happening and baseball is whatever. Yep. But I think the key with people already getting ahead is going to be getting in and out of baseball cards as fast as you can and keeping it liquid. Because I think we're going to try to do the same thing you're kind of saying, where you're trying to stay cash heavy. But at the same time, there's certain baseball cards and maybe football or basketball or whatever that it makes too much sense not to buy them if you want, even if you're trying to be cash heavy. Whether that's grading them or just sitting on them or whatever. But
yeah, I mean, I will always buy basketball. Basketball, in my opinion, is the best sport to buy consistently because you always know it's an international market. Basketball has the most chance to explode in price.
I feel like basketball is also like the one that dips the least.
Basketball generally will dip like, I'll say New Year's to
like just like I feel like they don't dip as hard as like a quarterback will, or like a
the only way
they play bad.
The only way it really dips is an injury, or if like the team just like sputters. Like if you bought, who's the team that kind of like failed expectations? If you bought LaMelo last year or Cade before he got hurt, obviously they got hurt. Yeah. The team performed poorly, but like the hype cycle always picks back up, and they generally seem to get back to their original prices, if not go higher. Yeah. So it'll be interesting to see. I mean, I will always defend the basketball market. I think it has the most staying power if you're buying the right people. And, you can book my Instagram page and see what I'm buying generally. And it's mostly what I'm saying. We are in a weird spot. I think a lot of people, too, are a little burnt out at the moment. I know I am personally. I mean, doing 3 major shows in 3 weeks. Now I'm not doing anything until November. I will get back to the point where I'm like really loving cards. But right now I'm kind of like, sitting with money is okay, and I'll wait for the next good deal to come up, and I'll take advantage of it. But I'm not like hunting down Instagram or eBay deals or Discord or whatever. I'm just chilling right now, and I'm perfectly okay with that.
Yeah, I think for me, the way I try to keep it like fun or whatever is when I'm not doing like the higher end stuff with Joku, whether that's buying on Discord or eBay or grading stuff. I just like to do what I think's fun and like go on like COMC and buy some like cheap cards and grade them and stuff and flip them. Like I think that's fun, even though it's like work still, but it's like more of a fun part of cards for me.
I think that's where like my MPB obsession has like kind of like filled in as well, because obviously I don't know anything about Japanese sports, but it's a cheap rip. I love it a lot. I fucking 24 boxes coming in at the moment. So
you're insane. Good insane.
If I'm successful, I'm eccentric. If I fail, I'm...
Dude, you got to put like 8 of them back and just leave them.
No.
You have to, dude. They're gonna be
No,
worth
I'm not.
hundreds of dollars.
Kai, I'm a crackhead. If I get wax, I'm going to open it. That's why I don't
I
trade
know.
for wax.
I can't save boxes either, so I can't knock you for that. But those are such good holds, in my opinion. I know they're so fun to rip, and they're like very easy to make your money back. But I kind of want to buy like 8 and just put them under my bed. But I know I'll open them, so I can't.
Though the trick is you have to put them somewhere where you can't access them. Because
Yeah.
Kai, I have 100% woken up at like 2 a.m. and said, I have wax in the house. What if I open it and get this? Like, actually kind of a crackhead. I can't have wax because I will open it. So at least my guilty obsession is relatively cheap and has a lot of potential.
It's probably one of the, if you had an obsession with opening boxes, and this is literally the best case scenario for you.
I think so. I mean, I have a PSA sub right now at Santiago Sports that is 125 cards at the moment, give or take. In my personal sub, I have another one I'm getting ready. After this 24 boxes, I'll probably set up a third one. It's a lot of money now to spend for rating, obviously, but if they gem and if they look good and everything goes back the way it should, I kind of weirdly time the market where a lot of players who I'm going after either will be posted or having pretty good seasons and maybe make my money back and then some.
Yeah.
I don't know. And that keeps it fun for me. I mean, obviously sports cards are... This is the issue I run into of doing it full time if I ever was going to do it, which I'm starting to go down that road and those conversations, but doing it full time, you always have to be on your game.
You've got to have a way to make it fun still.
I know. That's the thing is
And for me, that's the cheap stuff, like buying cool cards and just putting them in my box. If you don't have something fun to do with it, you're gonna be toasted, in my opinion.
Yeah, and that's the weird spot we're in. This is now the conversation is where do we go from here? And I don't really know yet. I'm curious to see if people comment, if people reach out and say, hey, this is what I'm doing. This is how I'm kind of escaping that little rut, because this is how they form. And I don't really know what's going to happen next. I mean, we're going to obviously see quarterback prices drop. A lot of quarterbacks that people were buying have actually not played well the first couple of weeks of the season.
Well, you know what's weird about that? It's Fields, T-Law, Burrow, the guys you kind of thought might have been a little bit safer are probably the ones who have dipped the most.
Well, Fields was never safe.
Yeah, but I'm saying Howell, Ritter, Love, they haven't been amazing. Love's been pretty good, but their prices are the most stable compared to those three probably.
I will eat some crow on Jordan Love. He has actually been very good so far. I'll eat crow there. I'll take it back with what I've nailed on Justin Fields. I correctly nailed that one. And Daniel Jones too has not fucking been good except for two quarters.
I'm honestly kind of surprised. I thought he was gonna have. It's week 3, whatever, but I thought he was gonna have a pretty decent year. And you've also played the Cowboys, who probably the best defense in a while,
which is scary. I just don't think Daniel Jones is a good quarterback. I really hope the Giants move on from him in the next couple of years. He's just not.
Yeah.
To me, he's not the guy.
It's gonna be tough.
His contract, I believe, is really only 2 years.
Yeah.
So,
one more year of pain.
Trust me, I've seen a lot of Giants failure. I think the Giants have the worst record in the last 10 years or something like that. Since they won their Super Bowl or since 2010, there's some weird.
They might.
It's something like that where
Remember the Browns.
It was the Browns had the worst record, and then the Giants, and then obviously the Giants were good last year, so maybe they're second now. But the point is, I've seen a lot of losing in the Giants. I was doing podcasts when the Giants were bad, and I was like, hey, you should fucking start Davis Webb and see what happens.
Yeah, I couldn't be more thrilled with my
Kai in college in 2016 or 2017. I was working with CBS Sports in intern role, and I was running a podcast for them, and I kept on saying, hey, the Giants suck. Hey, they're really bad. Hey, fuck it, put Davis Mills in there. That might have been the season when they had Geno Smith start
Davis
the one
Webb.
game. Well, Davis Webb was the backup at the time.
Well, you said David Mills. Davis Mills. He's the Texans guy.
Who the fuck am I thinking?
You're talking about Webb. He was Mahomes' rookie year, 17.
Okay, Davis Webb 2 I was thinking of. Who did I keep on saying?
You said Mills, the Texans guy.
Yeah, once again, brain fog.
Do you know how I know that?
How do you
It's
know
because I
that?
opened a box of NT for Mahomes this year when it first came out, and I pulled a Webb RPA, a true RPA. That could have been Mahomes.
Could you imagine? Well, you would have sold it. It wouldn't have mattered. But...
Yeah, I know. It was like a $400 box.
Okay, so it was 2017. I just double checked because Geno Smith was on the Giants in 1 year.
I forgot about that.
As was Davis Webb. Yeah, I we did a podcast for them for that season. Giants fucking always been bad, but that was fun. Clearly, I've been right about what I said. I wrote scouting reports. So I wrote a scouting report on Christian McCaffrey, Obi Melifonwu.
Obi Milf, yeah.
Yeah, he was supposed to have like all these intangibles. He just did not do anything close. I wrote another couple scouting reports. I don't remember. Oh, CJ Beathard, I think. The Giants needed a quarterback, man, and you know what? Some of those were right. Some of those were right. Some of those were not. And I wonder if I can find those. Hang on.
Probably can. But I know it's been rough for you, but personally, this is the best I've been with my team for a while, so I'm enjoying it.
Yeah, it was 2017. I found my articles. Let's see if can I find anything that looks decent. No, that one doesn't exist anymore.
The Lost Files episode.
The Lost Files episode is right. Scott, I found Obi's draft. What did I say about Obi? I think he was good. No, it's I have to buy it. I can't read my own articles.
That's crazy.
I know. I wrote. Oh wow! I some of these actually got some good views. Yeah, it was all 2017. Wow. Most popular one had 3,000 views. Go figure.
Here we are now.
Yeah, here we are now. Somehow making the same shitty content.
I know.
All right, I'm beat. Like I'm like sweating. I feel so, dude. I feel so gross right now. I think I have my truck.
Oh well, it's been a good one.
It has definitely. It's been one of them.
It's been an episode.
Of all the episodes we've ever produced, this is in fact one of them.
It is. We've got to be at almost 50, right?
This is episode 48. Yeah, we're
yeah.
right there.
Maybe we'll do something.
We need to have Joku on again and just like basically spit through the idea we've been talking about because it's gonna be really fucking funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Thank you guys for watching or listening. I'm gonna go back to bed. Like 5
I'm gonna stay awake.
Yeah. Well, I'm tired.
Well, thanks, guys.